Hello, I thought I would just come on and do a relationship reading. I've done twin flame, soulmate, relationship, all for March already. I just thought I'd do a sort of Sunday reading for relationship and basically say, like a question, what's sort of really happening right now. What is going on with the love relationship or a troublesome relationship, because you just want to know what exactly is going on and what exactly is this person thinking. Okay, so your love life is being influenced by either religion or your spirituality, and it could be that for a lot of us, we do have obviously very deep, and we take our spirituality very seriously, and that is an impact, isn't it? Because it kind of means that we can't compromise our spiritual beliefs, and our spiritual beliefs are very important to us. And if a relationship is not kind of meeting that kind of vibrational level and it's toxic or something like that, then that's not resonating with our spiritual beliefs. So it's quite a careful balancing act for us in terms of our relationships, to make sure that they are conscious and that they are aligned and that they're not toxic or egoic, So spirituality is influencing how you're handling your love life at the moment. Okay, you've got the yin and yang energy here. Like the yin-yang symbol, twin flame contains an aspect of each other's character within themselves. Oh dear, that's the thing, isn't it? Such a fine balancing act between, respecting your spiritual beliefs and that pure vibration, but then at the same time being real, authentic, and doing your shadow work, and not being fake. And also using your relationships to help you learn about your shadows, So they're sort of enlightening, but then there's a fine line between using a relationship to help you understand yourself better and your journey, and help you recognise what shadows perhaps you're in denial of in yourself, but then at the same time not allowing the situation to become really toxic, and then that's kind of abusive to yourself. So you have to sort of balance it all out, don't you? Yeah, it is a balancing act. And the thing is as well is remembering that what's really annoying you about somebody else is a reminder as to, deep down, what you're actually annoyed about with yourself. So, for example, if you're really annoyed with this person because they're not understanding your emotional needs and they're very blocked emotionally, that's telling you something about actually what's going on with you, and that you're actually really annoyed with yourself because you are not emotionally connected to yourself enough, and you're not meeting your own emotional needs. And that's the thing that's quite tricky, especially when we've got feelings for somebody. Okay, so anyway, there is some stuff here coming up where we're wanting to align our relationships to our spiritual beliefs, make sure things are aligned, make sure things are of a nice vibration. It's really important to us in our relationships now that they are in a nice vibration. And also we do understand that our relationships are teaching us about our own shadow aspects and what we need to learn about ourselves. So if I'm getting frustrated with somebody, what is that telling me that I'm frustrated about myself? What is it in myself that I need to work on? Okay, so recent past. So there might have been conflict or competition. Now, this could have been you and the person in conflict with each other, or there could have been people around you causing problems. There was some poor judgments. There was either somebody was holding off making a decision with the judgment card in reversed, or there was very poor judgments, you know. There's two lovers here, okay, so there are two people here that have sort of been at a crossroads, and basically, you know, it's sort of like there is obviously attraction there with the lovers, and then you've got the King of Wands. Now, King of Wands just flipped out. I wasn't even trying to pick that card. I was like, I don't really want this card, but it just came out anyway. King of Wands is actually a very honest energy. It's an energy of somebody who's been very risky in the past, but now they're trying to be more responsible, okay? So maybe that's us, or maybe that's your person. I feel like it's us, because I do think we're evolving on this channel, and we're trying to make more responsible decisions when it comes to relationships. There's definitely been a decision. It's definitely been difficult. You know, do I proceed with this connection or don't I proceed with this connection? For whatever reason, whether you've been conflicted, there's been conflict between the both of you, or there's been people causing problems. Now, what's going on at the moment is moving forward. There's a much more conscious energy. So yeah, you know, with that King of Wands, it's like, you know, trying to turn things around, okay? Things were pretty stressy. Things were getting a bit aggy, yeah. Between two people, it was getting quite horrendous. And, you know, you sort of decided, let's just make the responsible decision. Let's kind of like try to be mature about this. And yeah, you know, just get things in more balance and sort of progress a bit more maturely, if shall we say. And that is good news. Spirit is saying, you know, that is good news coming in for you. So because you've sort of been trying to be more mature in your relationships, if you're not in a relationship, you know, you've just been trying to move forward in a more mature way and not keep getting involved in those toxic type of situations. You've basically been trying to get more balance. Maybe for some of you, you just decided for a while to pull back from a relationship because it was going a little bit too tense and you weren't too sure what the hell was going on. So you sort of pulled back a bit. And Spirit was saying, you know, that is actually really good news that you've done this. You're now in a better place. Well done. Okay, so the person that we're thinking about then, what's going on with them? Okay, we're dealing with somebody with the Emperor card. So this is somebody who has a strong yang energy. Talking about yin and yang. You know, this is somebody who is a natural leader, shall we say. Okay, natural leader. And they're in good order here. Looks like they're in good order. They're thinking about you. This person is definitely thinking about you. Okay, thinking about shared memories that they've had with you. Okay, they're the ones that need to sort of lead the way in this relationship. If they're not a leader when it comes to your relationship, they're sort of the ones that have to lead the way. But they have got happy memories with you. They think fondly of things in the past with you. So they're thinking. Obviously, there's been this very aggravated time between two people. It was getting very aggravated. This could have been with one of your exes or with this person. But lately things have been calming down, things have been moving forward a bit better. Even if you've not been together, it's like you've both, you know, you've basically been moving forward in a much more healthy way. But this, whoever this is, this person is thinking about you. This person's basically feeling that there has been a lot of stress at times between you both, or involved in your connection. I think you both know that you've both been through a hell of a lot, and you both know that you've suffered wounds, you know. But they do feel that you are worth the perseverance. Look at that. They feel you're worth persevering with, and the Wheel of Fortune's turning. So, I mean, basically, you know, where there may have been a lack of honesty, or someone may have been lying, because there's a masculine energy here that would have been sort of lying, or somebody who wasn't opening up. I think they sort of feel like it's worth persevering with now. And with the Wheel of Fortune, it looks like sort of things are going to get better. How's this person feeling? They were really shut down. This person was really shut down and might have seemed quite cold. Perhaps they weren't lying to you, but they seemed cold, and they were emotionally shut off, or unpredictable. But now they're sort of trying to persevere, because they're sort of realising that their connection with you is actually quite lucky, and it actually makes them feel good. They're sort of, with this Queen of Swords energy, they're trying to think about how to play this, I think, quite strategically, because they do want success with you. This person doesn't want a repeat of the past. The Queen of Swords has been through a hell of a lot in the past. I do feel your person's been through a hell of a lot, and that's why they've basically been very shut down emotionally. But, you know, like I said, the Wheel of Fortune is turning. So they're thinking about how to maintain their sort of self-respect and, you know, power, because obviously where they've been through bad situations in the past, they don't want to obviously go through that again. So they're trying to do things kind of on their terms, and they do feel a lot more better if they're the one in control, which can probably make them seem quite cold. But I think what's going on is they're thinking about you, and they want to make this a success. You know, they want to make it a success with you. So we'll pick a card to go with that. They do think about family matters, okay, because that represents family matters and also money. They sort of want to make themselves feel good at the moment and get themselves into a really good position. Like I said, this person was shut down emotionally because of all the wounds they've suffered from the past, and at the moment they're trying to focus on work to sort of make themselves feel more in order, because obviously Emperor likes order and structure. But they do hide this more softer side of themselves, which is kind of is caring about family matters, is caring about you in the past. But I think they're kind of keeping that a bit hidden at the moment. How do they want to move forward? They want to make sure that they're the ones making decisions. They're being quite careful here with this King of Swords energy. They want to make the right decisions at the right time. They want to be thinking logically and carefully. They may come across a bit judgmental at times. They're trying to put the past to bed. They've got the Death card. They're trying to put the past to bed and work to a long-term future, because the Seven of Pentacles is a long-term future. And they're sort of trying to make the right decisions. Where do I invest my time? Where do I invest my energy? So this you're dealing here with somebody that's been through a hell of a lot, and they really want to make a better life for themselves, and they're actually trying to make less risky decisions at the moment, and they want to make good judgment calls. They don't want to make mistakes. The only thing with this person is I'm not getting a very relaxed energy with them. It's almost like they might come across relaxed, they might come across as very confident, but underneath it, this person's really quite serious when it comes to relationships and their life at the moment, because they just basically want to improve their life and they don't want to make past mistakes happen again. You know, they want to get themselves into a good position. So they're really quite, you know, they're taking life quite seriously at the moment. Again, King of Wands energy. Like I said, this is somebody that's previously been quite risky and maybe a bit immature, or they were, I don't know, they could have been a bit of a player, or they could have been in trouble in the past, they could have dabbled in things, they could have been a bit naughty, or they could have been connected to people like that. And now they're trying to get themselves more responsible, they're trying to be more mature, they're trying to, like I said, rebuild. So you might be surprised about that, and obviously quite proud of them for this. Yeah, they basically felt in the past that they weren't getting what they deserved, and they felt like they were in a state of lack. But that's all about to change, because obviously now we've got the Wheel of Fortune. They're really trying to improve their energy. This is somebody that's really trying to improve themselves at the moment. So it is something to be proud of. This person's come a really long way. The advice from Spirit really is, you know, new beginnings, endings and new beginnings. You know, don't try to, well, there's a couple of different messages there. First of all, you've got to allow this person to go through their ending. You've got to allow them to come to terms with the ending that they've had to go through in their life, and put to bed certain things in their life. So you've got to allow them some space to do that. Also, you've got to allow yourself space to accept that you've had some sort of acrimonious time with this person where you were probably quite worried about them, or you didn't know what the hell was going on. And you've got to kind of now sever the link with that and move forward and see this as a fresh start. Because there is a lot of progress here. I feel like the energies are realigning and coming into a more conscious vibration for this person. Now, you might feel quite hurt and sad in some respects, because, you know, you've got some pain body coming up. That is a lot of pain body coming up there with all those cards. And you know, it's sort of like having to come to terms with the fact that this person hasn't really been in a position to sort of like give you what you want. I do feel that this person is thinking about, you know, you, and they do want to persevere with you. But they do want to do it on their own terms. And I think you've got to kind of let go of the past and be very present and learn to rely on yourself rather than this person. You know, because they're trying to teach you something here. Oh my God, about love, I was going to say. You got the King of Cups. Yeah, you've got to sort of become your own source of love. You know, become your own source of love, because the universe will respond to what you are, not what you are trying to get from somebody. King of Pentacles, my God. Do you know, we've got all the kings in this reading. We've got all the kings. Look, King of Pentacles and the King of Cups. You've got to embody love. You've got to embody stability. You've got to put to bed the inner child stuff, the needy, the wanting. you know, that yearning feeling for somebody to just look after you or give you this perfect love. You know, that is an old story. That is your inner child wanting something, but you can't search for it outside yourself. You have to find it within yourself. Basically, your spiritual path is teaching you. This person has taught you a lot about, you know, or maybe an ex taught you a lot about where you, when you were getting treated badly, really, Spirit was trying to wake you up and say, hello, you're treating yourself badly. You know, you can't expect people outside of yourself to treat you well until you learn to treat yourself well, you know? And that's what the whole yin and yang, you know, the twin flame or soulmate contain an aspect of each other's character within themselves, you know, because, you know, you're trying to look for something, like your inner child was trying to look for, you know, that person to love you, which obviously is understandable, we all do it, but it's never going to come until you love yourself, you know, and you've been frustrated with this person because they've sort of not been prioritising themselves, they've not been prioritising love, they've not been prioritising their feelings, and it's been frustrating you, but it's because the whole time you know, in the past, you haven't prioritised your own feelings and emotions. So now you've got the Chariot card and you're progressing really nicely, and it's good news because you are learning about the yin and the yang, the light and the dark. You know, yes, you've got all your aspects of yourself that are very caring and fun and maybe sexual, stuff like that, but then you've also got your emotional world as well, and, you know, other sides of your character that want to be responsible and want to be mature and want to be of value. So it's about encompassing everything, and that can only be found within yourself first. And it's like this person's going through a similar journey. They're very serious at the moment with, you know, they're progressing, but, you know, they've got the Emperor, they're persevering, they've got Queen of Swords, they've got King of Swords. At the moment, it could even feel for some of you like a bit of a stalemate where, you know, you're both basically trying to improve yourselves, and you're both not wanting to drop your guard in a way, but then overall what I do feel Spirit is saying is just accept that the past is over. You know, you're not where you used to be now. You've learned how to deal with your own emotions, and, you know, you've also learned to become more stable. And as you learn to love yourself and you learn to be stable in yourself, you then attract somebody who is stable and who is loving, you know, because you found it in yourself first. So, but you can only find stability and love in yourself when you let go of the pain, when you let go of the past and you stop toxic timelines and you're like, look, I'm not going to slip back into those old patterns of people pleasing or giving too much of myself or allowing people to dominate me, whatever it might be. You know, you're actually ending those patterns now, because that is a karmic pattern, and karmic patterns are very tempting to slip back into because they feel very familiar and comfortable. But Spirit is showing that you're making the right judgments now. You're making the right judgments. You're being more mature. You're not going to take any more risks. You know, you're going to be making sound judgments, you know, mature decisions, looking at things more wisely. Why? Because you don't want to be in positions where you give yourself away like you used to. And you don't need to give yourself away anymore, because you've found, you know, this right now, you're in the process of finding your own love and your own stability within yourself. When you look back on relationships where you've been with, you know, really unloving people, really unstable people, remember, what were you like at that time? Probably very unstable and very unloving to yourself. I'm speaking with experience as your soul sister, so we've all been there. But this is the turning point. This is the turning point. You are letting go of those old toxic patterns. You're letting go of that. You're not a needy inner child. You know, you're not a needy inner child. You are already the love, the stability that you seek. And I'm very happy to say tarot is showing that's what you're going to be receiving. So I don't think you're going to budge. I don't think you're going to compromise. All right, someone here is, you know, quite serious, and I think it's good. I think it's a really good sign that this person's trying to really make their way in the world and improve themselves. You know, you sort of have to have a bit of, you know, understanding of that and compassion. But you, most importantly, it's don't focus on them. It's about letting go of your old patterns so you don't slip back into them. Keep reminding yourself, you don't need love from this person. You don't need stability from this person. You've got it within yourself already, you know. Sorry, my throat is really croaky this morning. So, you know, they're putting in all this work into themselves and their life. And again, that might be irritating sometimes because you think, oh, you know, they're not putting that attention and work into me. But again, what does that tell you? You're not putting the work and attention into yourself. So it's all a mirror, and that's obviously why that card came up, that yin-yang card. So always break it back down. You know, this I think this person's going to basically come forward with the relationship you want. I really, really do. But they're not going to do that until you have embodied it within yourself first, you see. And then once you've embodied it properly in yourself first, and that's the advice from Spirit, stop the old patterns you were on, you know, stop those completely now. That is the advice from Spirit. Just keep focusing in yourself, keep providing yourself the love, the stability, the care. And that person is going to finally match that vibration, you know. You can't change people, but if you change yourself, the people around you start to accept what you know, what you are. And then it all starts to reflect to you. So it's a lovely reading. Basically, that is what's going on at the moment, you know. It's all about them sorting themselves out, you sorting yourself out. And basically, I do think this person's going to end up offering you what you want, as long as you've got that commitment to yourself first, you know. But I think they will, because it doesn't matter how cold this person seems, they are thinking about you. They really are thinking a lot about you. And with that Wheel of Fortune, it does feel like things are going to become more fortunate for you now, okay? So sending you lots of love, lots of peace. Thanks for subscribing, thanks for supporting, and if you'd like to book in, just contact me. I always forget to say, if you live overseas, it's just a slightly higher charge just for the, you know, conversion rate, but I try not to charge too much extra. Peace. Oh, and I've got a website. I have put the link down below. It's awakeningtarot.co.uk.